Thank you, thank you. On today's show, we have a very important topic to talk about. It's a little more serious than our usual content, but it needs some attention. Today, Amy's going to give us some information on the changing roles of women in the 19th century.
The vast majority of women were single, and how upon marriage they left their paying jobs and took up household jobs, such as being a wife and a caring mother. In the home, they were enshrined in a cult of domesticity. Married women commanded moral power and made more decisions that altered the character of the family. The Seneca Falls Convention was organized by Loretta Mott.
Loretta Mott? Don't you mean Lucretia? Oh, Amy.
And Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who were both abolitionists. Local newspapers printed reports of the convention. Some were positive and others were not. There were no immediate effects. The true women were supposed to possess 4 cardinal virtues: piety, purity, domesticity, and submissiveness. Now let's hear from the women themselves.
Thanks, Amy, and now our first guest, Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Hi, hello. Okay, Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a writer, I'm a suffragist, an abolitionist, and I'm an advocate for women's rights.
Focusing on women's rights, what are your particular concerns?
On parental and custody rights, as well as property rights, divorce rights, and economic rights.
You wrote the Declaration of Sentiments. Tell us about that.
Well, it was signed by over 100 people at the Seneca Falls Convention, and it was a really big step in the advancement of women's rights in a male-dominated society.
How else did you contribute to women's rights?
Well, I wrote the Women's Bible, which was written in a feminist point of view to show the sexism of Christianity towards women.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
And now we have our next guest, Lucretia Mott.
Hi, Ellen! Long time no see.
So, Lucretia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm probably best known for my collaboration with my dear friend Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who was just on the show. And we worked together at the Seneca Falls Convention, which we all know was the first women's rights meeting in all of the history of the United States. We're very proud of it.
So, tell us about your relationship with Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
Well, Elizabeth and I are great friends. We have a lot of the same beliefs in our women's rights movement. A main thing that I would like to point out about our very close friendship, she was really attacked about her belief about divorce, because a lot of people think it's so scandalous that a woman should have the right to divorce, which I could understand by the times, but I always supported Elizabeth. We're basically like Batman and Robin.
What were you involved in post-Seneca Falls Convention?
Well, I was part of creating the Free Religious Organization in 1867. I was also elected the first president of the American Equal Rights Association, which advocates for universal suffrage. So, yeah, that was basically what I did after the Seneca Falls Convention.
Thank you for coming, Lucretia.
Of course, thanks so much.
And now we welcome our next guest, Martha C. Wright.
Bye, Ellen. Thank you. Hug. Oh, hey, Sissy. Oh,
Hi,
so
Ellen.
happy to see you.
How did you and Lucretia get involved in women's rights?
Lucretia and I grew up in a home with an independent mom who was our role model. This is where our passion for women's rights came from.
What were you involved with after the convention?
After the Seneca Falls Convention, I participated in a number of state conventions, and I'm also an active abolitionist.
Were you involved with the anti-slavery movement as your sister was?
Yes, I was a strong supporter of human rights in general. I volunteered my home as a stop for the Underground Railroad and became friends with Harriet Tubman.
Thank you for coming, Martha.
Thank you for having me.
And now we have a final word from Amy.
The Seneca Falls Convention was important for its start in getting the women's movement organized. It provided something for a movement of women to build on top of.
I'd like to thank all my guests for a great show today, and always remember, be kind to one another. Bye!